Duke might not be known as a football school, but every once in a blue moon, they do have NFL talent. And Riley Leonard absolutely is one of them, though he won't be playing for the Blue Devils in 2024. So, where does he end up landing via the transfer portal this upcoming offseason? Let's go ahead and talk about it. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. Continue to tell your friends, your family, your workout buddies, those of you in your fraternity, anybody that really loves college football about this channel, because we're on the race to 1,000. Then 5,000, then 10,000, then 100,000. Ladies and gentlemen, you know we're going to get there. So you might as well jump on in while the water's fine right now. Continue to tell everybody about this channel. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call Elon Musk's app at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, we can always talk college football. Riley Leonard is not your average quarterback. I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, he played at Duke and, he was a product of the system. Yeah, probably a little bit. But he's super hyper athletic. The guy knows how to throw a football. He can sling it around the yard. He's very much a mobile open field runner. He's physical. He can take on hits. And in the right system, you get a quarterback that can make it in the NFL. I truly believe that with time, with a little bit more repetition, and with a better offensive concept, you're talking about a dude who is going to find his way into first-round buzz conversation. I was really high on Riley Leonard when he was coming out this year. I thought for sure with another season underneath Mike Elko, he maybe would garner some first-round draft buzz. He got injured, and unfortunately, that's the name of the game. Sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward, and now he's going to have an opportunity to play elsewhere. But where are the main schools that he's probably looking at? I'm going to take one out of context right now. Anybody who's saying Texas A&M, stop. They have two quarterbacks that they really like. I don't even know if they'll go add in a quarterback via the portal because of what they have with Connor Wegman, with what they have with Jalen Henderson, his mobility, what was shown during the end of the regular season. Plus, they have two young quarterbacks coming in, and Marcel Reed is a dual threat machine that maybe even starts to garner second team reps next offseason. So Mike Elko in College Station is pretty damn good. But an SEC team that isn't good is Auburn. I think Auburn right now makes a ton of sense for Leonard, mainly because of, number one, he's from the state of Alabama. He's from Fairhope, which is about a 3.5-hour drive away from the Plains, and they need to upgrade at quarterback. Robbie Ashford is fine when it comes to running. I think Peyton Thorne is fine when it comes to improvisation, but you realize that passing attack had weapons this past year. They actually really went hard in the transfer portal to add in as many pass catchers as possible, and they felt limited. And the reason why is because they don't have a quarterback that can extend plays with his arm. They got a guy who can utilize his legs, but you got to be able to be more than just one-dimensional. And yeah, it worked against Alabama. You had two big passes to Javarius Johnson, and lo and behold, you just trusted the run game the rest of the way. But if you can upgrade at quarterback with the guy in Philip Montgomery's system, somebody who can fit this style that allows you to utilize the legs, utilize the arm, extend plays outside the pocket with this cast of receivers, dude, Auburn actually can be a very scary team in 2024. They have the talent defensively. They've done a nice job adding in players on this current recruiting class, and they're always going to be a hotbed destination via the transfer portal, especially with NIL playing a factor. Hugh Freeze needs to get a quarterback that can actually throw the football downfield. Riley Leonard fits the bill. Not to mention, if you see his Instagram, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. You got to look at what we've seen so far. There's people following him from Auburn. Makes a ton of sense for him to go back to the Yellowhammer State and maybe play in the SEC and earn himself a bit more first-round buzz. The other team, actually an SEC school, I would not be shocked to see Kentucky make a run for him because Kentucky, they have a coach in Liam Cohen who's been in the NFL, been at the college level, and has gotten guys at least somewhat ready for the NFL. You look at what happened when Will Levis joined the team from Penn State and he came down to Lexington. The reason why there was so much first-round buzz, even top potential draft pick buzz, was because of the offense he learned underneath Liam Cohen in 2021. And it ended up not happening. He leaves and Rick Scangrillo comes in, and then Cohen comes back and he works with Devin Leary this past offseason. And Leary was fine. He wasn't elite by any standards, but the athletic skills of what you have with Leonard is actually an upgrade over a guy such as Leary. So you can open up the playbook a ton more. But the style of offense, what they're saying is, hey, come to Lexington, play in the SEC, be on prime television games. Oh, and by the way, while you're here, you'll learn a thing or two about playing quarterback at the next level. It makes a lot of sense. The guy is trying to prove to the world that he can garner day one buzz and more specifically lead an offense that features a bit more of presence and also have the talent that he'll be going up against that you'll see on Sundays. There's a lot of talent that resides in the SEC that finds their way onto an NFL roster. It's basically minor league of the NFL. If you go find success there, you can find success anywhere. So I think Kentucky is a wild card, but ultimately, let's go with the team that he's probably going to land with. It's Notre Dame. He has a visit planned on Thursday this week, so he's going to be in South Bend, Indiana. They're looking for a quarterback to replace now Sam Hartman, who was only there for a one-year rental. And to be frank, this is a swing by Marcus Freeman to say we're not settling for 9 3 years. We're not settling for being an independent team that isn't garnering buzz at the national level. We want to be a player in the college football playoff. And now with 12 teams, you look at where we stand, we actually do have a shot. If we can keep as many players as possible or add in multiple names via the transfer portal at wide receiver, at running back, at linebacker, and we can fortify our secondary and our receiving core, because we just lost a ton of guys. But if we can do that, we got a veteran quarterback that's been in the system, has started multiple games. We're not settling for this 10-2 stuff. What we're doing is we're playing like our lives are on the line because we want to fight for a national title. And in a 12-team playoff, we can. You don't want to mess with us. We know how to recruit. We know how to build culture. We know how to have players that eventually will make it to the NFL. We just need that right quarterback. So instead of going out and adding in a young name who's going to finally hitch his stride and take a year or two to really develop, you go swing big. And you swing big in year one of the college football playoff era with 12 teams. That way it sets the tone for the remainder of the roster. Kids see that and they see you make the college football playoff in year one with 12 teams. And they go, that's the expectation every single year. And there's going to be players out there that certainly are like, well, I can go to a team with most NIL money. I can go to a spot to where I can learn how to be a better quarterback, or I can go maybe play for a roster with more extensive reps. But Leonard's a guy who just needs 1 year in a pro-style, man-made ready offense for him to become a name that makes sense. And you look at the numbers, you look at the stat line, you look at everything that we've seen so far at Notre Dame, it does make a lot of sense for him to go there. It makes a lot of sense for him to be the next replacement for Sam Hartman. And if he ends up flourishing, Notre Dame's finding themselves in the college football playoff race. But those are three teams that I definitely would monitor. Auburn absolutely needs to upgrade at quarterback from Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford. Kentucky, they're trying to find a replacement for Devin Leary. Keep a close eye on Brock Vandergrift from Georgia too. By the way, just because you don't win the starting job at Georgia doesn't mean you're not qualified to be a starting caliber quarterback in the SEC. And last but not least, the team where he's more than likely going to land, and we'll find out in a few days, Notre Dame. And if they get Riley Leonard, they keep their status as a dark horse to make it to the college football playoff. Thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.